Hey guys, Trigger John coming at you with another Awaken Chaos Era video. Today's video is going to be a fairly quick one. We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the newest update that's came to the game, as well as some changes that may have happened that I think affected a lot of people in various different ways, such as the endless trial being affected. And now we have a bonus way of getting rid of equipment that seems to work to a degree. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to show you how that works. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get general thoughts about it. And definitely let me know down in the comments below what your personal opinion is on this endless trial change, as well as the change that they made with this whole discard items. So definitely stay tuned. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so I am back. We're gonna go ahead and we are gonna talk about these updates that have came to the game. And I do need to definitely talk about these right now. So you'll notice over here on the right of the screen here, these are the updates. These are found in the Discord. But you also got an email about them in game. I personally don't like reading those emails because it just squishes everything too much. So I have to read them via the Discord. Now, I do want to talk about one thing really quickly with this is it looks like after we had this update, they did do a couple of quick patches or hot fixes because there were some bugs. I think as of right now, which is why I'm recording this, last I heard, there was another rollout. We did have a small update. I want to say it was this morning that actually corrected a lot of the bugs that they were having. So I think we are good to go. I think this is going to be maybe the final rendition of everything. But I wanted to wait until I saw exactly what happened, because if I would have made a video as soon as it dropped, a lot of people were having a lot of problems with this update, and yeah, it didn't go very smooth. Since then, everything on my end on LD Player, shout out to LD Player. If you guys do not already use it, please click the link down below. I get a pretty good significant cut for you guys downloading that link, installing it, playing it. And I greatly appreciate it. It's free, it costs you nothing, and all it does is it helps and boosts me. So I greatly appreciate it if you are willing to check it out. Anyways, back to the topic at hand before I get my plug there, right? Like I said, so I think this is patched. I think this is working correctly. So let's talk about it. So first things first, the new update. New feature added, discard gear function. Adventurers can now discard and transform low quality gear into gear XP of the same type and use it directly in gear enhancement, simply simplifying the process of gear management. This is huge. This is a big deal. This is a massive change. This could be extremely powerful, right? Depending on what you're using, what you're doing. And we're going to talk about it because a lot of people have different methods. I myself, you've known me, I don't like locking gear. I just went through and did a gear cleanse where I locked all the gear because I wanted to do a detailed video for you guys. And now they've given us a different method. So now we have a one in one hand, one in the other. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to go into a deeper dive in it. The second thing is endless trials adjusted certain artifact and enemy strength in endless trial. I did not notice a difference in it, but I did leave the last little bit of endless trials open, so that way we can hop in there. I can show you the artifacts, and I'll break it down to you because I did notice I don't get some of the more broken endless trial artifacts that I normally would. So that definitely affected my we'll call it my project plan. That's what we'll call it, for what artifacts I wanted to take as I progressed through the endless trial. So this is something that happens. I know a lot of people who are just barely doing level 70 can no longer do level 70 on the endless trials. And this is probably gonna lead to, I think next endless trials reset, I'll probably do a guide on it. We'll talk about what artifacts I look for, and we'll come up with something to help you guys out. All right, next thing is guide. Added tutorial for hard adventure stage and glyph system. I don't know what that did. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it wasn't more talking. They need to get rid of the talking. There's way too much dialogue in the normal adventure mode. So I hope this didn't add anything longer that made anything take longer. I don't know what it was. Let me know down in the comments below if you know what this is. Fourth thing, added effects and shift on certain interfaces. Okay, I'm not sure. I didn't notice anything different. Maybe I'm blind. There's a good possibility of that. It's me. I mean, I'm just kind of, well, you know what? You know me. We're all about staying in our lane and synergy over here. So maybe I just didn't notice. All right. Bug fix. Fix the bug of not able to use support heroes in Bounty Hunt. Oh, I didn't know that was a bug. Okay, my bad. I just didn't know, I didn't think that was a bug. Okay, I thought that was a thing. I thought Bounty Hunt was no different than your Void Tower, where you had to have your own champions. So that's, okay, cool. I mean, that's really cool that, you know, you can use French units in Bounty Hunt. I mean, anyone needs a Zitlin, let me know, I'll throw him up. He's the cheat code to Bounty Hunt, so that's awesome. Next thing we have is fix the description area of Bane Wrath, or Bane Wraith. Oh my God, I hate Bane Wraith. I don't know what the description, what was wrong with it, but I know it was pain. And I finally got a fast team. Stay tuned. We will do a YouTube video on the fast team as well. But man, I hate that one. That was probably the worst one if you're gonna get abilities done. All right, next we have fixed an error when Desmond attacks enemies with immune effect. Okay, I don't really know what that is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really don't. Hopefully, whatever it was, they did it correctly. I can't test that one. But the point of today's video is I wanted to talk about, well, one, the update, because it seems small, but it's huge. And two, what I wanted to talk about was I wanted to talk about what these new features are with the discard gear and the endless trial. So let's pull up the endless trial first. Okay, let's get that pulled up first, and then we'll talk about it. So first things first, endless trials. Notice that I am at, oh, you can't see it, my big old head's in the way, 92% completed. Okay, so we are literally on the last, I think, 2 battles. Normally I would hit the bonfire, I'd go into here, I'd finish this battle. We have 34 artifacts, and one thing I want to note is we only had 4 legendary artifacts for this entire floor, for this whole thing. I think normally I would have 5. I think RNG just wasn't in it today. But the other thing to note is I didn't get a whole lot of epic ones, and the epic ones that would do an extra turn after a kill were very prominent. And as I'm looking through these, I'm not seeing ones that were the extra kill after a kill. I think I got offered one of them, but it was like that or dodge. So we took dodge because, well, it's dodge. And that allows me, because there's a couple of stages where you take some damage and dodge seems to work. For some reason, when you get the dodge artifact, it's broken. Like it does so much more. It's really weird. I don't understand it. And the other thing I wanted to point out is it did seem like these were a little different. Normally we have a lot of damage ones in here that I would buy. And this time I had like a crit rate, healing effect. This one here, which whatever, probably should buy that. But I definitely noticed the artifacts were a lot different. They were not the same as normal. Everything that we would normally see in here just was not, it was noticeably different. We'll put it that way. It wasn't harder for me, but I'll show you when we cleanse here and we go to this last fight. I don't have the team that is the common meta, right? Like I'm using Bran, in this case, I think I'm using Opal Imogen. I think I just lost my Avera, which whatever, who cares? Throw in Nathalia real quick because we've got plenty of nukers and plenty of other damage dealers on the account. But I didn't really notice the difference. It was still pretty easy. Normally I would lose 1 or 2 heroes, and then I just target the revival statues as we go, and we don't have any problems. So I haven't really had to try or do anything different here. But I know talking to a lot of my guild members, talking to a lot of people in my community that are in the Discord channel, they've noticed a massive decrease in the success rate of finishing the endless trials, which is unfortunate and a little weird, to be honest. I didn't think they would change anything major with these. I thought they would pretty much try to keep this fairly consistent, to be honest with you. So the fact that they changed this and they bumped it up a little bit and changed the artifacts given to us, I'm not sure what the thought process was there, because in my opinion, in this trials, it's great. We do get good resources, but it's not one of those parts in the game that's one of those like, oh my God, I have to do in this trials to beat this game. It's more of just a resource grab that a lot of people just neglect to do because it takes so long. So why would you buff it when a lot of people don't do it because it takes too long? All right, we're gonna quit that fight because that'll drone on forever. I didn't pay attention. I got distracted talking to chat here. We only had, that was the wrong element to bring into that fight. I don't know why anyone didn't tell me. Oh, that's why, because we're recording this off stream. That's why we didn't do this correctly. My bad. Anyways, I don't even know. I wish they would tell us if these guys were geared. Like, I don't know. I can't remember if Cyrus is geared. I hope so. but I don't know. And Ricard, sure. You know what? No, take him out. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know what they necessarily did, what their thought process on this was, because like I said, it's one of those, everyone has different feelings on it, and a lot of people I know kind of avoided it, while others were loving it. They enjoyed Endless Trials, like, you know, Bearcozymusic, he loved it because it, you know, it was something fun for him. Me personally, I do these just because I want the charms, and that's it. I could care less. The fact that they could take longer was actually a huge deterrent. I'm glad they didn't. Had they taken longer than what they already did, I wouldn't do them. Straight up, wouldn't do it. So I'm glad they didn't screw the pooch on this update. So yeah, that's Endless Trials. And we will talk about the rest of the event here in just a second. All right, maybe this did get harder. We failed this one. I've never had to try on Endless Trials. This is some bull. All right, hold on. We gotta remedy this real quick. That's bad. That was really bad, guys. Oh god, that was terrible. Okay, let's fix that real quick. I can't leave it. I can't leave you guys off like that. You're gonna be like, man, John can't even, content creator can't even finish it. Nerd. Yep. Let's fix it. Let's go. You know what? Let's go with yeah, let's grab. I guess we'll just bring Natalia in. I don't know, bring a healer. Natalia should work. Let's do that. But yeah, I couldn't let it live. I couldn't just like leave it like that. That was really bad. That was really trash. This way, at least we got a lot of buffs, so Natalia should do a lot of damage constantly. I don't know. Hopefully it works. We'll see. All right, we're back. Sorry, I couldn't let it end like that. So this worked just fine. We just need to bring a healer. It's totally fine. It wasn't harder. It wasn't scuffed. I couldn't let it end like that. I was like, man, how bad does that look? Like, he's like, yeah, I didn't have to try. And then he just fails the last level of Endless Trial. It's like, man, he's scuffed. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Ooh, crit damage. Agility. Ooh, shiny. All right, sorry. Got distracted. My bad. Okay, let's go talk about the next mechanic of the game. What do you mean? This was totally a plan. This is exactly how I meant to do it. Okay, so let's talk about two things. One, let's talk about how this mechanic is gonna work. Two, let's go show it in action. Okay. Gear? No, let's go to glyphs. Let's go grab a glyph for two. All right, it's glyph activation. Let's go grab, you know, let's do a fast run. Let's do this one right here. This should be pretty quickly. So we'll go multi-battle and we'll go like 2 or 1. We'll go 1. Now, here's the thing. This is how this works, okay? Loot settings. If you enable discard, it's gonna automatically do it for you. If you do not enable discard, it will not automatically do it for you. So here's how this works. If you enable it, the gear will be discarded and converted in the same amount of gear EXP if they meet the conditions. Enable, yes. What does this mean? Now you need to set your conditions. So you need to come over here to the cog and select what the conditions are. Are you going to be getting rid of common, rare, elite, epic, legendary gear? Are you getting rid of stars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? It's literally just the same thing. You can come down here and you can say, hey, I don't want this particular set. Say, for example, you're not a fan of the Dragon Scale set, and it rolls, you know, you get that, okay? Totally fine. You can come down here and you can specify that you don't want to keep any Dragon Scale. You could totally do that. You can come down here to main stat and you can pick a certain main stat that you don't want. Like, say, for example, you don't want any resistance main stats. Okay, that's awesome. Now, I am a little curious about this. I don't think I've ever seen an agility main stat piece here, so I don't know if this is actually working correctly. But I do like their approach that they tried, okay? I'm all about trying is believing, and they tried. I wish they could have specified this a little more, because I would specify that no HP, attack, or defense flat stats are allowed for boots, rings, or amulets. I would say that in a heartbeat, and that would take care of that condition. At this point, I have enough resist amulets that I would say resist ones are probably gone for me too. But and substats would be nice, because I don't want anything that has a double flat stat, right? I don't want a whole lot of things that have a flat defense stat. I don't really need it. I would filter those out as well. So there's a few things that they could really do with this, but I do like that they put it in the game and it started, okay? So right now I just have mine set up to where it just gets rid of all this trash mobs for farming glyphs. So we'll go ahead, we'll do one run very quickly. Hopefully this is quick. I think this is like a 50-second run. Maybe it's less than that. But the point of the matter is at the end of this run, it should auto discard the gear. Okay, it shouldn't be a problem. I shouldn't have to worry about it at all. It should just take care of it, which is really helpful because a lot of us will farm a lot of these adventure modes for glyphs, and then we just have a massive inventory that's constantly full of crappy gear, right? You get a lot of blue, a lot of common, a lot of green gear that coming from these adventure modes. This way it gets rid of it for you and it doesn't take up your gear slot inventory. So then you don't have to worry about it. The other nice thing is it keeps it nice and condensed. So notice here, we finished this. Notice the red check mark in the top right corner. This means it's going to be discarded. You could manually discard, which means you could click on it, select what's going to get discarded, and then discard. And then once you hit back, boom, it's gone. Now let's go show you where those go. So you will notice those. So if you go to anywhere and you try to upgrade a piece of gear, say we're going to upgrade, I don't know, let's find a crit damage piece of gear somewhere that's not already rolled. It's hide equipped. Okay, so let's say we wanted to grab, not that one, it's bad. Oh, okay. Let's not show off bad gear, John. Okay, this one's okay. We can take this one, okay. We hit enhance on that one. Notice that we have, this was prior to having this new feature, right? So this is where we have all these here. So now I would have to collect all these and I would have to say, okay, go ahead and select them all to upgrade, right? Now, this is kind of a bummer. It takes forever, right? However, you could click on this bag and I could say, I currently own 13,000 EXP that I have discarded from various methods. I can pull this all the way up there, or I can just say, hey, enhance target up to 15, and it would take this as high as it would go until it can try to hit level 15. So let's just enhance that and we'll go ahead and apply it. You'll see it was applied and now it's gone. It's very helpful. It's not as bad as you think it could be. They did a halfway decent job. Now, it does help save on space. Equipment space is not being taken up this way. And it's super helpful as far as that's concerned because, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you really need to make sure that you have plenty of room in your inventory to pile on more and more pieces of gear, right? Like as you see here, as I'm going through these pieces of gear, for my own curiosity, because I saw some really bad ones that I kept. I don't know why we keep some of these pieces of gear. Like this one here, it's not bad. We'll use that one as another example. But we could go and we could upgrade this right here with all these here. The only thing I'm noticing is that as I'm trying to depress this and long press, it's not letting me. It's not wanting me to use these and use so when you press and hold trick, it's not working on LD player right now. I think that's a bug. But if I go over here and I use this bag, say 15, and I'll use it all, I think then it works. Which is kind of what I noticed earlier. Yep, then it works. So they definitely have done some sort of voodoo to make you use your bag first, at least make it more of an option. Makes sense. It's a new feature. Let's direct us more into that stage. I get it. I'm okay with it. I'm with it, so to speak. But it is kind of nice. The other part that I want to talk about with this though is the fact that when you go to run a dungeon, so let's go do a fast dungeon run. Gemini Dragon, I have a very, very quick Gemini Dragon. We're gonna turn this off and we're just gonna run it and I will be right back with the run. All right, so I had to run this twice because the first run didn't actually output a piece of gear. It's kind of weird. Normally it does. But yeah, it's a quick run, so whatever. We had to run it a couple times, it's fine. The thing I wanted to point out is that if you do not select the discard selection, you can't come over here, you can look at this. You can no longer lock your gear. This is kind of a problem. I know a lot of people who manage their gear this way. Now they're kind of going away from the lock gear. You have to go lock it yourself. Personally, that doesn't faze me. I was never a locked gear person to begin with. I mean, we've had this discussion. Ain't nobody got time to be looking through all their gear and doing this. The other problem about this is ain't nobody got time to be using this discard function. It's not. I need substat management and I need pairs. I need way too much in-depth stuff to make this work. However, something like this, kind of nice. I'm gonna start paying attention a little bit more to doing my 10 runs. So I can just go ahead and manually discard, and we'll just boom, bada bing, bada boom, discard it. We're done. I no longer have a stack pile of inventory, because as you will notice, even after our gear video, we are still 2,300 pieces of gear. Do you think this is all good gear? Absolutely not. Is there a more detailed gear cleanse coming that's going to be afoot, where we roll every piece of gear up to level 6? Yeah, probably. Stay tuned for that one for sure. Also, I do want to point out, it's going to be the end of this video, just because I wanted to just do a brief covering on this. Once I know the system is not going to go anywhere, they're not going to change it, I will do a more dedicated guide explaining the best ways to kind of utilize this discard system. Especially as I play with it more and more, it's going to be a thing. I don't know why that piece of gear is not locked. That's level 15. That was sketch. It's level 15 too. This guy, oh my god, guys, I got all the sketchy stuff going on. Apparently COVID-19 just allows you to do all the sketchy stuff and you just don't realize it. My bad, my bad. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video real quickly, give you guys an update. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.